going to do it from here, if that's okay. So thank you, Charlie. That was great. And I just wanted to let you know, you probably know, we had done some research showing that consumers really do care about those conflicts of interest. So we had done a poll, a nationally representative poll that showed that I think it was like 80% of respondents were very or somewhat concerned with pharma rewarding doctors for prescribing. So that's a lot of people, but you're right, they don't know how to broach the topic. That's the hard part for all of us, is to ask those questions. So thank you. So I'm Doris Peter from Consumer Reports, and I work in the Health Rating Center. And what we do is we go around and we try to gather up data that we can take and translate for consumers to try to give them advice, sometimes in the form of ratings or symbols, but sometimes just in editorial content, to help them make decisions in the area of healthcare. So our group focuses on drugs and on hospitals, health plans, doctors, medical devices, and things of that sort. So unlike in our car department, though, we can't go out and to actually test these things, you know, in our lab. We can't go out to the car track, and we wish we could, but we can't. And so we have to find the best data that we can. And to help them help consumers answer questions that they might not even know they should ask, or even that we should be asking. So that's the interesting part. And all this discussion about consumer engagement and consumer centricity in the research world has parallels in the publishing world, which is where I live, in that we're basically doing all the same things in reaching out to consumers more. And we are taking a very consumer-centric approach. And this is partially because so much data has become available in all different places, and also new technology has become available. So our whole company has been pivoting around engaging consumers, just like you heard from Pocori, at every single part of our research, from the beginning of figuring out what questions we have to help consumers with, how to answer those questions. So it's very exciting to see the same parallels. But the reason we're able to engage consumers in that way is because they trust us. And the trust lies in our own institutional conflict of interest policies. So our organization itself has very strict policies in that we do not take payments from any entity that we rate. So for example, we rate hospitals, but we do not take any payments from them. We don't sell our brand to them. They're not allowed to advertise with our brand, which is different from other groups that rate hospitals. We also rate drugs, and we don't take money from drug manufacturers. So that's why consumers trust us and will help us with our work. Another thing is that our staff are not allowed to have any conflicts of interest with financial organizations that we rate. So if you work in the cars group, you can't have any financial relationships with any car manufacturers, things like that. So that makes an environment that's unique and allows us to freely support the interests of consumers only. And we can tell consumers really what we think without having any conflicts.